So, Coach, you guys jump out to an 11-0 run, and it seemed like you were sparked by your defense. Can you just talk about the energy level from the get-go?
Yeah, we wanted to get back to kind of what we were doing so well, a couple of weeks ago, and defensive intensity and just coming out with that fire. And I think we really did that, forcing I think 20 turnovers first half. That means we were on point defensively. Weren't able to convert at all times, but definitely I think really good job trapping their ball handlers and forcing them to be uncomfortable. And they had a really tough time getting into their sets.
And then Trinity was pretty phenomenal tonight. She got off to, I believe, 7 out of the first 9 points. She just seemed to play with a different motor out there today.
Yeah, she did. I said, Coach, what did you eat, Trinity? She said, Coach, I'm not trying to go home. So this is Trinity's first Pac-12 tournament. She was phenomenal. We got on her back and went going. I thought she did everything, hitting threes, rebounding, brought us muscle and size inside. And what I thought she did a really good job was denying. I mean, she had 6 steals. So phenomenal performance by her. One of the reasons why we won. I think other people stepped up today, and that's what we needed.
So what did you think about the way your team played offensively? I mean, I know it's been kind of a struggle recently, but Ari had a really good game distributing, and you got some scoring from a lot of different players today.
I was impressed. I thought early, I didn't like our 3-point selection. I thought taking step back threes early when we didn't need to, I didn't like that, but I like the fact that we're 42% from the field. I'll live with this. I didn't love their offensive rebounding, but I think besides that, I think our offense was good. Different people stepped up. We had 3 people in double digits in scoring, and Ari, she didn't need to score 20 today. If you look in the past, if Ari didn't score 20, we'd lose, but I mean, to have 13 points and 9 assists, that's phenomenal. And 3 steals. I thought Ari played a really good game, and it was low scoring in the first half, but Lauren came in and did her part. Sam hit shots when she needed to. I thought this was just a really good team performance.
And I saw that you put Mara in the game pretty early. What was the thought process behind that?
I know that we're going to need to go deeper in our bench, and I have confidence in Mara. I thought Mara's had a really good week. She's a good defender. She gives us size. She can shoot the ball. So I thought putting her in early to give her some experience, because I think we can need her, and that we need her. Also, Maddie, I think Maddie gives us another shooter. She helps us spread the floor when we have other good ball handlers. And I thought Maddie came in and did a good job. She's fearless, and she's going to stretch the floor. So giving them experience to me was essential going down the stretch.
Hey, Adia, do you think that if there's a decent chance that defense might win this championship for somebody? I mean, if you look at the 3 teams that are in the semis, and, we don't know how the 4th game's going to come out yet, but every one of these 3 teams plays really solid defense in their own way. Do you see like that this championship could win on a great defensive performance?
I think defense can be a factor, but I think that you got to be able to defend. You got to play great defense, and you got to be able to convert. I think defense will be a staple. I think UCLA, you look at, Stanford plays great defense. But I think that you have to be able to hit shots. I think especially when you're meeting like another good defensive team, you got to be able to convert. I thought we turned them over a lot, especially in the first half, but then at times we weren't able to convert. So you got to be able to score. I mean, that's the name of it. But the defense, I think for us, we're not going to be a 45% 3-point shooting team. That's not our identity, but we're going to defend. So I think for us, hitting the shots, getting the shots that we want, it doesn't have to be threes, getting the shots how we want them off of our defense, it creates easy scoring opportunities for us. So potentially it could be, if the defense is better than the offense, right? It can, but I think you still have to hit shots, and you got to be able to convert.
Getting your players in early, getting some minutes. In the previous game, Tara had sort of said the same thing, how it's a precious commodity, sharing the wealth in terms of the minutes played because of the bracket, this type of season that everybody's endured, and that going deeper on the bench and getting everybody out there as soon as possible. I think you had 8 players in double-digit minutes tonight. Did you come in with the mindset of making sure that you were able to get deep on the bench and make sure everybody's so that way also your starters got some fresh legs?
Yeah, so we for sure wanted to play deep into the bench. We don't need to play in the first game, Ari 38 minutes, Sam 38 minutes. I really didn't want to play even Aerie 31 or Sam 32. I wanted to keep them a little bit under 30, but then, with Washington State, they're such good offensive players and they have great shooters, but a 10, 15 point lead is not enough for them. And at some point in the fourth quarter, we got really sloppy, started turning the ball over, offensive rebounds. That's why I put the starters in for another second, because 3 minutes is a lot of time. Then I took them out. But I think that resting people, not having them play 40, and it's a challenge because Washington State, their main players played 40 minutes yesterday, so it's a lot. I think that that did affect them. I think for us, this is low minutes. We got to be prepared to play multiple games. So I think this was a good. It was good for us not playing 38, 40 minutes.
Hi, Adia.
Wow.
There was a story that came out from ESPN recently that called Trinity one of the kind of unsung heroes of that she could be going into this postseason. Do you see that? And did you really expect, I know that she has her moments. Did you expect her to go all out today and have this type of performance?
I did. I did expect her to have a presence. I expected her to be aggressive. I mean, she wants to win. So if I tell Trinity, you're not going to shoot, you're just going to set screens and rebounds, she will do whatever it takes to win. She's selfless. That's just who she is. If she wouldn't have been hitting her shots, she would have been trying to set great screens and do other things. But she had it going. I love the fact that her teammates found her and looked for her. And I'm not surprised. I'm actually really impressed and I'm happy because I think she can do this every game. And I like the fact that Kate and the guards, Sam, Aerie, Bendu were looking for her, feeding her, helping exploit the mismatches. So, I always say if someone's hot, get them the ball, feed the hot hand. And I think we did that today with her. And I'm proud of us because we were just trying to do whatever it takes to win.
And your defense today, you started out strong and then it really picked up in the next two quarters as you held them to 5 points each quarter. I know that you were talking about how this week, you had, they were hungrier and you felt that from them. What was it that they sort of were able to kick it up a notch, even though they were playing Arizona defense already?
I think for us, it was it stung. Losing to ASU last week, it stung. We didn't play well. ASU played really good. They were focused. So I think that was a good reality check for us. And how were we going to respond and bounce back? So I said it before, I'm kind of glad we lost them versus losing now. Not a loss I wanted, but I think it was a learning lesson to show that you can't overlook anybody. You can't not come in intense. You can't get on your heels right away at the beginning of games like ASU made us do. So wanted to come out with that sense of urgency, that dog mentality. And I think we did that. It wasn't a perfect game for us, but I thought defensively, we were pretty solid. We made mistakes like we're going to, but we had passion plays, we had hustle, we fought. And, I'm just proud of how we responded after the game because we could have kind of just said, okay, we're not playing well, do it. But I thought they responded well and different people stepped up. And so I'm proud of our performance. I'm proud that we're not going home.
Hey, Adia. Aerie, 9 assists, only 3 turnovers. She had some trouble scoring, but she made up for that with the way she distributed. Was this one of her better games, or you saw her as a facilitator?
It is. I thought some of those I didn't like some of the threes she set up for, but they were in and out. I think the step back threes, I would have probably changed a couple of those, and she knew it, but they felt good. So, I'll live with that with her. I trust her. But I thought she played a phenomenal game. I thought she set up her teammates. I thought she called the right things. I thought she put people in good situations to score. Almost a double-double. If you would have, a month ago, we couldn't have won if Aerie scored 13 points. But different people stepped up, and that's what it is. That's what it's about this time of year. So I'm proud of her. A +6 assist to turnover ratio. And 3 steals and five rebounds. I think that's a great stat line. She played a really good game. You don't have to score 20 to impact the game and make a difference and help us win. And she did that tonight.
And can you please comment on Maddie Connor coming in and stroking that 3-pointer?
Well, if you guys would have seen Maddie in practice the last couple of days, she was just doing that. I mean, we had her playing at some points in the game, Legger Walker, and she was just shooting like Legger Walker does, and hitting threes and just, I mean, killing it the last couple of days. So she's still learning our system. She still has ways to go, but she wants it. She's hungry. She puts in the work. She's a gym rat. So I knew down the stretch she'd be able to help us. So I'm so glad she hit that three. The other one was kind of in and out, but she's a shooter. She'll bring us more, offense on the perimeter. You have to guard her. And so, I'm impressed with the way she played.
So, Coach, what was the message at halftime? You guys were up by, I believe, 8, and you guys forced 22 turnovers or 21 turnovers. What did you guys talk about in the locker room during that break?
The up 8 is nothing. Play it like it's 0-0 second half. They're a really good team. They can score in bunches. They score fast. So they're good. We know they usually have big third quarters. And I told them to remember what happened at Washington State. We were up by 19, lost the lead, and then ended up losing in overtime. So we don't want to repeat history. Go back and how we started the game, that same intensity. And I think we did that. But another thing I want to point out, Helena Puello, she wasn't shooting the ball today. Okay, it wasn't her night to shoot, but 6 rebounds, 5 steals, and 1 turnover, 1 block. That's a phenomenal stat line. That is a plus 23 efficiency, and that's a way to help your team without scoring. So all those little things matter. But yeah, at halftime, an 8-point lead against Washington State is not enough. They're a really good team.
And then defensively, you guys did a great job against the Lager Walker twins. Last game that you just mentioned, the game in Pullman, they dropped 31 points on you guys today. They scored 22 and shot 22% from the field. What went into that defensive effort?
Well, I mean, them forcing them for 6 of 27, that's the defense we wanted. Those sisters are really good. Crystal is so experienced. She runs the team. So I think we put a lot of pressure on her, but we had to turn her over and put pressure on her to, kind of try to take her out of the game. Every game against us, she hits these threes. It's like at the end of the shot clock, it's, I don't know. It's just hard. I don't know how she makes those. She's such a good player. She's so smart. And then Charlize is just a scorer. We wanted to make sure as a team, we made her work. I thought we did a really good job against her. I mean, it forced her 2 for 17, 1 for 4 from the 3. That's what we wanted. And we knew we had to do that to win the game. So I thought great team effort against her because she's a good player and she demands that. So very good by our defense and forcing her to be uncomfortable because she's that good, but we had to throw different things at her.
Hi again, Adia. So an Arizona women's basketball trip to Las Vegas would not be the same unless I asked about Sam Thomas, of course. And you just mentioned how players don't need to score 20 to have an impact. Sam had 7 points, but she did so much of the blue collar work, the grinding work, the dirty work. She was on the floor. She gets her hands in people's faces. She's rebounding. She does so much. You just talk about the impact that she continues to have and just what it's been like to continue to see her thrive and do all the things that need to be done so the stars can do their job.
It's very difficult to take Sam off the floor. Sam is consistently doing these things. I wish I would have got her more than 4 shots, but she plays a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She rebounds. She always guards the best player. She takes care of the ball. She runs great offense. She's consistent. So having her in area off the floor at the same time is hard. But Sam, she does that every day. So she never doesn't do that. And when she's scoring, it's even a plus for us, but she plays phenomenal defense. She talks, she's a leader on the floor. So all those things make her so valuable. It was out today that she's a Scholar Athlete of the Year. So that's phenomenal too, because she does it on the court, off the court. She's just a player that I wish I can clone and have some more of her. And I wish I could keep a player like her every single year for my whole career. But she's a great teammate. She's a great leader. And she's just a great basketball player.